You know what I thought about?
What you think about, sir?
I haven't done a song in a while. I think I should do a song for the
ladies?
For the singles.
For the single ladies?
Yeah. There's a lot of sad ladies out there. So I'm gonna do a little special.
You got a number?
Yeah, I got a number for them.
All right. So.
Give me a B flat. Lonely, I am so lonely. I have nobody to call my own. Drop the intro. Welcome to another episode of Nothing's Ever That Serious. We got a sign.
We got it.
And we have a special episode today.
Yes.
Oh, wait. I forgot to acknowledge the, can you see this?
I was about to acknowledge you. I was waiting for you to get through your dancer.
Can you see it on camera?
Because
I completely forgot that.
I'm curious where it came from.
Yeah.
Yo, Guru, stop, yo.
Can you see it on camera? I tried to cut. You know my mustache is thin.
Don't worry about it. You can't see it.
Okay. Y'all seen the episode or the reel where it's a hair bump, so don't.
Hey, man.
You can't see it for real?
No, you can see it. It's huge as hell.
Damn.
I tried to go in your medicine cabinet and use some of your ointment, but I guess it's not working.
Yeah.
No, but anyway.
You got one of those super bumps.
Pure anyway.
Mine don't come from dancers.
Yeah, because the bump dancing. The bump break dancing.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry. But brings me to the love language topic.
Okay.
It's kind of a new concept to me. I'm gonna be honest. It never was something that I was, paying too much attention to. I'm more of I observe and be like, okay, that's what you respond to.
Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on. I'm not super familiar with the love languages either. Do you know the love languages? He's the guru.
Yes, we're informative on this pod this season.
Right.
Let's get a breakdown.
Let's get a breakdown from our senior love correspondent,
yes.
Guru.
It's 5 of them, correct?
So acts of service, gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch.
Bingo. Any of those stand out to you?
Like what are mine or?
Yeah. If you can get 2 off the tree.
I would say definitely not words of affirmation.
I agree.
I don't need you.
Let's throw that out.
Yeah, I don't need you to hype me up.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't really need gifts. I can get my own gifts.
Okay.
What was the other?
Physical touch.
Physical touch. I know for sure I'm not a physical touch guy.
Hold on, because
wait,
when we speak,
each person gets one. Like, I don't like touch, but I don't mind.
That's what I was about to say. So in love languages, it's receiving and you giving. So So you talking about receiving, you don't.
Yeah. That was something like I learned about myself. Like if I'm in a relationship and like I'm in the kitchen, like making a sandwich or something and the girl comes up behind me and
put you in the full Nelson.
Yeah, slides her arm under my arms while I'm like cutting my bread and like kiss my neck.
It's being romantic to you. You right. Like, I'm just trying to eat.
Yeah. Yep, like you might catch an elbow. Yeah. And I had to learn that because I was in a relationship and a girl brought it up to me. Okay. And she was like, I noticed you don't, I would touch you.
She said, when I touch you, you move your leg.
Yeah. And it's funny actually because, I have nephews and stuff. Yeah. And like little kids, they're like playful and, they like to hug and kiss. Mm-hmm. My mom saw me interacting one time with my nephews. Yeah. And she was like, I noticed that one of your nephews went to like kiss you or just like give you a hug and you kind of, shunned him away a little bit. Okay. And she said, it's because I didn't show you guys love. No, not in that way. Like
I know what you mean. Yeah. It just wasn't a thing.
It wasn't like a physical. Okay. Like, and even like my brothers and sisters, like, did you and your brother kiss? Like,
nah.
But y'all hugged and.
Yeah, we dap hug, you know what I'm saying? Intro, outro.
Right.
It wasn't like a whole bunch of affection either, growing up. Okay.
But that hasn't translated into your, like, you don't mind like a girl caressing your neck or.
You know what? In spurts.
Okay.
If we just chilling, have at it.
Okay.
But like you, if I'm making a sandwich, I probably just leave me alone.
Right.
If we watching a movie, we sitting on the couch, let's do it.
So we could throw physical touch out too.
No, because you say you squirm.
Come on, put the phone down. We're trying to figure out our love languages.
Oh, one sec.
So I squirm. But what about you? So we've thrown out
physical touch and words of affirmation.
And then gifts. Are you a gift? You need gifts?
Not necessarily. Right. I think one for me is acts of service.
Okay. That might be mine too.
Mm-hmm.
Acts of service. That's when like somebody goes out of their way to do something like unexpected for you.
Or, just looking out.
It doesn't have to even be that. It can just be small things.
Yep.
I think an act of service can be something like, oh, they were out and they copped you a meal while they were out too. Or like, someone just hands you a pillow or something. I mean, like, it can be literally the most simplest stuff. It don't have to be no grand gestures or anything crazy.
I can give you an example.
Okay.
I was dealing with this lady, and our relationship ran its course.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a mutual friend who invited us to a brunch.
Okay.
At their house. Mm-hmm. So, man, I'm just chilling around, and when it was time to eat, I get a tap on my shoulder, turn around, she made me a plate. I said, you just bought yourself 3 more months.
Okay.
Just offered
something that simple.
You looked out. I went in.
Right. Yeah, I would say I like that. So wait, what was it again? It was acts of service. We eliminated
physical touch and words of affirmation.
Right. Oh, I said no gifts.
And the last one is quality time.
Oh, quality time. All right. Yeah, I might be an acts of service guy too.
You don't care about the time?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I like to minimize the amount of time. I mean, I like quality time, but I don't like quantity time.
What's your ratio? Let's say 7 days. What's your ratio?
How much do I need to spend with them?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I had a relationship one time where it was kind of like long distance.
Yeah.
And we would just see each other on the weekends.
Yep.
And I feel like that was like you hear a lot of those stories where like couples will meet and then they'll like do long distance for 2 or 3 years and it's great, and then they like
get together extended periods of time and they like, wait, I don't like you.
Right. Yeah. So
is that what happened with you?
No, that's not what happened in that relationship. But I think like we would see each other on the weekend and we had like this built up so much
through the week.
And you like can't wait to see that person. Okay. I agree. You get there Friday night. Yeah. By the time like Sunday comes, you ready to get on out of there.
Yeah, let's read it. Me, I'm similar. I just don't need to be up under you all the time because I'm always doing stuff. So I'm not really a all day every day type of dude. I really do need space.
Right.
To let me build up. Let me miss you.
I think a lot of people are that way though. They kind of want you to have your thing. I have my thing, have your hobbies, but then it is nice to come together and do stuff together.
So with us two,
well, it seems like we're similar.
Yeah. So acts of service is number one for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's number one for me too. What says Guru?
Yeah. What say you?
I'd probably say words of affirmation. But this is the thing. I've been with someone who loved me in the way they loved. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't feeling loved in that scenario, and I didn't know why.
Oh,
and it was something of they were loving in the manner they love, but not in necessarily the way I received it. Right. So I think both of us like loved each other, and like it was a relationship that was really good, and like it was good in all regards except for that. And then she could show up in certain ways, and me. Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Because you seem pretty confident when you said she wasn't loving you in the way you needed to be loved.
I don't want to talk about my toxicity.
Hey, we're here.
We're here now.
I don't know if my thing is words of affirmation. It hadn't been words of affirmation until I was in the current.
Okay.
So in the past, I wouldn't have said it was that. But now I think I'm realizing it is. But it's not even like I need someone to be like, yo, you're beautiful. It's just like
you're
I don't
not getting affirmation. But now you realize, are you getting words of unaffirmation?
I have.
Okay.
But not necessarily intentionally.
Okay.
So that made me be like, I think my things are words of affirmation. Or it's like, it wouldn't have been words of affirmation if the other hadn't been there.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying, because going back to my previous relationship, I remember when one time she'd say, "You ain't
Did she affirm enough? Huh?
And that did something to me where I was like, it made me crave like needing to be affirmed.
Really?
Same. Or I wouldn't say that, but it was even like, yeah, it didn't bother me until they said something opposite, and then it made me be like, huh, like, I don't know, I start to question and think about it, and something I normally didn't need at all, I started to need in the relationship. Like, it was like a reinsurance I wanted.
I pay more attention now, but I will admit I don't ask.
Okay.
I just kind of like look and be like, okay, this what you respond to, this what you like, but I don't be like, so what's your love language?
Are you supposed to go? All right, let's go back to our senior love correspondent. Are you supposed to ask, or are you supposed to just know?
Then you can do both. I don't know. I think there's a mixture between the two. I don't think there's any harm in asking, but also I think being attentive, and I mean, that works.
That's your practice?
You should do it. Is that my practice? That is my practice.
No, because there's a book. Isn't there a book?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's a five love languages book.
Okay.
I think it's like a couples guide. So that's why I was asking. I didn't know if like you're supposed to like sit down and like tell the other person, or
I think there's a maturity you get into relationships where you can just talk about stuff, a lot of stuff, and it's just like, I don't think there's any harm or anything makes you any lesser than a man or lesser than anything to just have conversations, because I think sometimes that just saves a lot of trouble, and I think it can save years of trouble. So it's just like, why not just talk about it and really
I agree with
have
Guru
those convos
that it can save trouble. There was this lady that I was involved with, and not only do you have to know what yours is, you got to know what your partner's is, and you got to try to fall within that. I was missing it.
Okay.
Valentine's Day came.
Right.
I'm a working man. I didn't even know what day it was. So the next day, I wake up. She make my coffee. I go to work. I'm driving to work, and it's always a part of my job, probably like in the midpoint where I take a sip. I take a sip of the coffee. I was like, why did kind of tastes like Arm & Hammer. I called her. And I said, what creamer did you use? And she's like, first she denied it. She said, what you mean? I said, it tastes like palm olive. And she finally broke down and she was like, you miss Valentine's Day. You know what I feel about it. And so, man, like I still went to work. I'm working. I burped and like bubbles. Bubbles came out. And it smelled like game.
But let's talk about this though.
Yeah.
Why did you miss Valentine's Day?
I'm a working man.
Was this somebody you cared about?
Yeah, I cared about her.
Okay.
I would have made it up to her if she ain't poisoned me. She missed out on, man, boy, what I was gonna do.
I guess what she was trying to say is she was equating you like not putting that thought into her. And you said her love language was what?
I guess it was all the other ones. Because I missed a day and you feel the equivalent is to take me out.
Right. Because
physically.
I forgot what they were. Quality time. So she wanted you to spend some quality time with her.
She probably wanted a gift.
Yeah, she
probably wanted words of affirmation.
Yeah. Let her know you cared.
Yeah, and I missed it. And I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm not. It was my fault for missing it.
It is.
But she had to poison me.
Right.
But I say that to say that was my awakening. I ain't been in nothing toxic since.
Really?
Yeah. And I notice the signs now. I'm like.
It's interesting that you said that from that experience, you try to stray away from like toxic relationships.
I'm out the game, buddy.
Because I feel like I've been coming to some revelations too that.
You're out?
No, I think that I'm only seeking toxic relationships.
That's where you thrive. Okay.
Yeah.
Do say more.
Because we've talked extensively about my previous relationship.
Yes. Yep.
And there were some elements of it that could be considered toxic.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there were some elements. I feel like there were some elements of it that could be considered toxic.
I agree. I was around.
So,
and it ended, right? So
yeah.
So you don't get out of that and say,
I want something different.
I want the other side.
No.
You say, let's turn it up.
Yeah.
I follow. Let's go. Continue, sir.
You know, after that relationship, you know, I kind of dabbled in, you know, meeting some nice young ladies.
Okay.
You know, I went back to church a few times.
Amen.
And I was just like,
it was too much light in there.
Yeah.
You wanted some darkness.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did this lead you though? Like, how do you seek the toxic? How much time has to go by before you be like, it ain't enough or it's not there?
I feel like toxic people let you know pretty soon.
Up front?
Yeah.
They got the badge? Okay.
I feel like you gonna know.
Okay.
Like you don't just talk. Have you ever been swooped into a toxic relationship? You think toxic people are covert? Like you don't just wake up one day and be like, I'm in a toxic relationship.
I think some are covert, but I think at most we like to try to see the better or the best in it and try to, you know, give it the benefit of the doubt.
Just so they know, what makes a relationship toxic? Besides that lady who tried to poison you, have you ever been in like what makes a toxic relationship?
I'll say this: younger version of myself was way more forgiving of stuff that should be like.
I think that's normal though. Normal behavior.
Right, but
you cheat, I cheat. The older we get, like cut that down.
Just back and forth, you know. But you saying even in older and wiser, you still seek it out.
I think there's an element of me joking about it, but I think it made the relationship exciting. So
something should be said for the toxicity pulling out excitement when a good, healthy relationship can seem boring.
Enough time has gone by that I've evaluated that relationship.
Yeah.
And I've looked back on like other relationships in my life, and I was like, that probably was the most exciting one. That was the most exciting relationship. So why would I seek something that doesn't have that excitement?
But what is it about the toxicity that's making you be like?
I think I've learned how to navigate toxic relationships better. So I'm gonna be the next one. I'm gonna be better in it.
But so, okay. But yeah, so I don't know, because they didn't work, you know.
Like I said, it was my first experience in that type of relationship. And so I wasn't equipped for it.
Oh, so now you like, bring me another one. I got it this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Foolish. But
what do you think?
I get what you're saying.
That you'll get better? What?
I'm saying once I got out of my last relationship, I kind of compared it to like the other relationship. And it was the most exciting. But I was telling him it was my first tox. Can we call it that for short?
Toxic ain't that long of a
word.
It was my first toxic relationship.
Why didn't your other relationships work out?
Just for like normal reasons.
Were you bored though?
I think in some relationships they kind of got monotonous a little bit.
So why don't you just go skydive or something? You just want her to key your car instead. No,
I don't even think. Oh, we skipped like what makes a relationship toxic.
Yeah, there has to be an official. Is there a Webster?
Yeah. No, I'm saying like, yeah, compared to my previous relationships, things seemed less exciting. But I wasn't equipped with the tools for that toxic relationship. So now, like, I'm seeking out.
What are the tools?
A toxic relationship is one that has unhealthy dynamics and causes you distress or harm because you're unsupported, manipulated, or disrespected.
Yeah. Because it was my first toxic. Because it was my first time being in a toxic relationship,
Like it's fun being disrespected.
No, I didn't know how to respond to that.
How would you respond now? Because I'm confused. I'm lost.
Well, like I said, I think if it's your first time experiencing something, you have to learn how to deal with it. But like by the second time you do it, you're like, oh, that's not as bad.
Well, why not just be like, that wasn't good altogether. Let me just go for something else.
Because I fear that it's going to be less exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say you still go to therapy or no?
What?
But wait, what was your question? You had a good question though.
He said, what is the
How do you respond?
Yeah.
Oh, what's your reaction to those things now?
That's what I'm saying. Like read that sentence again.
A toxic relationship is one that has unhealthy dynamics and causes you distress or harm because you're unsupported, manipulated, and disrespected.
So I would say moments in a previous relationship where I would feel distress. And so like when you're in that mode, yeah, like you feel distressed, like you're acting out of like unnatural state. But I'm saying like now that I have more experience with it's like compared to sports, you're in a end of game situation.
Yeah.
You're panicking, like you don't know what to do. Like
my ice cold blood.
I know, but I'm just giving a general example.
Yeah. They can relate. Yeah.
Once you've been there before, you're like, okay,
next time this happened, I'm ready.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready
to do what?
You want to embrace it.
I'm ready to like embrace an exciting like toxic relationship.
How? What is your response?
I need to find ladies. What
are you doing? I'm confused. You get disrespected. Now you've been there before. What is the response?
I think
I'm just curious how you act. Not if you've been in a toxic relationship. What is your reaction to receiving like a lack of love or not?
Like if I got my next toxic relationship, I'm going to find a way to support that person in their toxicity.
Okay.
Andy, for you though, because there's different areas of the toxicity, you may haven't received the part of it that you can't deal with. You get a piece of that, you're gonna be like,
this is actually a really important conversation, because as you get older, you start to pick up like certain triggers that you develop from like previous relationships.
Okay.
So if I'm dating, women like, my age, they've gone through like multiple relationships just based on like maybe dating the wrong type of guy or just natural things like in youth that like mistakes that have been made, like they have triggers now.
Okay.
And like a lot of those certain behaviors or red flags, they call them, that can cause like some of those triggers to go off.
Yep.
Like if there's enough of those, that can be considered like a toxic relationship.
Right.
So most anybody you meet, there's gonna be some triggers.
Yeah. Most people got something going on. But you're saying after being in one, now you looking for one because you would be better equipped.
Right.
And you say that you would support them in their toxicity.
Right. Or triggers.
In their triggers. How? Let's say you go somewhere and just the simple fact that she don't have eyes on you, when you come back, she flying off the handle, give me your phone, let me smell your clothes. Is that lipstick on your cheek? But it's catch up. I
don't think I've ever dealt with that though.
You might not want to.
I think that's the main thing that people jump to when you talk about toxicity is like over jealousy.
It's a piece of it. I guess what I'm pointing to is the toxicity web is broad.
Right.
So your next toxic relationship could be completely different from your last toxic one.
Let's come up with toxic situations and Drew tells us how he'll react to them.
Okay.
Because since now he knows how to handle stuff and he is evolved, I think we can all learn.
I got one.
Okay.
So boom, you told Shorty, hey, Thursday is our day. We gonna go out, we gonna do all these things.
Right.
you already prepped in your head. You know what you wearing. You know what you doing. You bought your new chain. Mm-hmm. You bought your new pants.
Okay.
Right.
You put your fit together. It's on the bed.
You fresh.
Sprayed the cologne. Boom. She say, you know what? I don't feel good. Can we postpone?
Okay.
And you say,
that's kind of
no worries.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Get your rest.
Right.
Boom. You look at her story. She out at a bar on the bull jank, like going like this.
Right.
And you look in the background, you see some dudes that get cozy with her.
Okay.
Where does Andy go with that?
This is a great question. And like I said,
the mechanical bull, she on there for like 15.
Like I said, I was previously ill-equipped to deal with these types of situations. So the first thing... So I think the natural thing to do is to go to that person and to say, like, you hurt me, or like, why did you do that to me?
You gonna grab her off the bull?
That's what you're gonna do.
No, I'm saying that's the natural reaction, and just be like, okay, how could you do this?
The old you would have did that on the first go round.
The old me would have been mad. I would have did the silent treatment, or like ignored, or like broke up with her.
Right.
And then she's like, why are you mad? Oh, you mad because I went out and had a good time and I rode the bull. Now you support that person.
Okay, now you take her to the bull this time.
Yeah. But she didn't let you drive you. She said she was busy or she needed to stay home.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
You doing training drills, you setting up cones, you timing her. We gotta get your balance right.
I'm gonna say I was looking forward to going out with you. I don't know why you felt like you had to lie. Maybe you didn't want to let me down, but you could have just said you would have preferred to go out with other guys and go ride the bull. I'll support you in that, and in that way she'll feel supported, because that type of person who does something like that is used to some kind of volatile or toxic situation.
Okay.
So if you meet toxicity with toxicity, then that's what makes a toxic relationship. But now if I let that person like go out, something in them is going to be like, why? Something in them is going to be like, wow, he like, he didn't condemn me for this. He didn't, why didn't he?
So now she going to stay home.
You know what I mean? You don't fight fire with fire. It's like, let me relate this to like, was the guy, the biblical guy that Jesus, like he would.
It's crazy when you see yourself in something. You know what I'm saying? And you're like,
What do you mean?
What? No, continue. Jesus.
No, Jesus. Like, I mean, if it gets too crazy, you got to flip the table over on her. But that's only if that only happened once.
But question to you.
Right.
How's it toxic that she did something wrong, lied to you, and you told her that you was hurt by it? That's toxic.
To tell her that?
Yeah.
No, it's not toxic.
So how are you meeting toxicity with toxicity?
Because you say you can't meet toxicity with toxicity.
No, I said that I would do like the silent treatment, or I would break up with that person. I think that's toxic.
Oh, so you never
to set boundaries. It's toxic.
Yeah.
Give him another. Guru Kelly. Give him another.
I nailed that one.
No, I said Jay just hit it on the nail. I ain't got to say nothing else about that. But
all right, give me another test.
Another scenario. Okay. So
you could give me one from your real life.
You chilling with bull lady.
Bull lady.
You met her. You met her where she was. You said, you know what? You don't have to go around my back. You can do that. It's all cool. It's good. Lately, though, ever since you said that, for some reason, you just haven't been feeling as close. You guys haven't been intimate in a while. You kind of feel like she's not like as open to you, or just like, even though you had this conversation, and when you bring it up in a conversation, she says, what are you talking about? I think you're just being too sensitive. Like this is kind of us. And then
this story has a lot of details.
2 weeks later, no, I mean, this is literally off the dome. Okay. About 2 weeks later, she lets you know that she thinks she may be pregnant.
Okay. And the two of us haven't really been intimate, and she's been wanting to kind of go out and bull ride and kind of do her own thing more.
Mm-hmm. And so some of the bulls...
Okay.
Some of the bulls ain't mechanical. Some of them are.
Okay.
So here we are.
Right. How would I respond in that? She says she might be pregnant.
Yeah.
Does he know it is no way that it's his?
Well, based off of my scenario, what would you think? You would you would be like, it's been a minute. So that's where your head's at.
Okay.
Right. So what you do? What's your reaction?
What say Drew?
Yes, same thing. I think our natural reaction is to feel that this person hurt me. Like, why? How could they do this to me?
Right.
But I think we have to meet that person where they are.
Okay, so now I get you on this one.
With twins.
You go get somebody else pregnant.
No.
Damn. How you meet her where she is when she says she pregnant and you not even show that it's yours?
This is the part I haven't figured out yet. Because I want to be in a toxic relationship and I want it to be exciting, but I'm trying to like eliminate the distress. But I think that would eliminate the toxic relationship.
Hold on.
Does that make sense? Because I feel like these answers are these are just answers.
So you want to fight? You want to scream? You want to yell?
If you eliminate the distress, right? Mm-hmm. It says it's still harmed, unsupported, manipulated, disrespected. Mm-hmm. You cool with those?
So the toxic part of your example, that would be, but who's to say that she went out and she may be pregnant with somebody else?
Let me give you something.
All right.
Kind of like off of this, right? Mm-hmm. Say you've been trying to, get intimate with Shorty.
Right.
She been staying off excuses all the time, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Then she was like, Thursday, it's me and you. It's going down.
Right.
She say, I'm turning down your street right now. Mm-hmm. You go to the door to meet her, and she get out her ex Mustang.
Okay.
Walking up to the door, and he beat the horn twice. Bang, bang, and did skirt off.
Okay.
Y'all in your room. Mm-hmm. You think it's time to pop. She said, I don't feel like going. I don't want to go to sleep. And
So you took his situation, but you made it more. You made it more clear.
It's in your face.
Okay.
From the context clues, her old dude,
right,
just mashed off in the Mustang.
Right.
She come to you, told you all week it was yours. She don't want to do nothing.
I feel alone on this island.
Okay, well, what's your response to her?
What would we do? I've never done this before. I've never been in these situations before. Can I phone a friend?
No. No, but okay. So you just 0 for 3.
I thought we were going to do this together.
0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 3.
I feel stress. I feel like people aren't going to like these answers. I feel like people are going to think my answers are disingenuous.
Are they?
To me, I don't think so.
No, I'm going to be real. I don't think they're disingenuous.
There's people who really think.
And the reason, I think you think it.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
I know you wouldn't let people do certain things like that.
But there are people who would.
But I do think that in certain scenarios, you will approach it differently with that mindset. And I think you would approach the last situation differently if you could.
That's all I'm trying to say.
And that's when I was like, it's crazy when you see yourself in somebody. Because I've been in situations.
That's why I said that I would help me in these situations. I don't know what to
move
say.
Differently.
Oh, like now than you would have in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be.
Y'all stupid.
Cause.
No, I'm saying let's get it on pod, but I just don't want to. I don't know if it's.
I was still speaking as if it was. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I don't know if people would be like, oh, he just bullshit. He just bullshit. Yeah.
I mean, you are, but
I am.
But you're trying to make.
But I'm trying. But people really do. I am kind of serious.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I think there's a seriousness and a
facetiousness.
Because I think once you've been in that situation, you understand what it is to have that mindset.
Right.
And I think you did have it at a point.
I don't.
or not necessarily.
No, I never had that.
You never had it.
Yeah, I always tried to fix it in the way that I thought. I always approached it how I thought. I was like, all right, I'm a handle this how I handled it.
Quite simply, how I feel about toxic relationships. I feel very similar to the way Jay feels when he refers to the word gaslighting. I feel like we like to call a lot of things toxic that aren't even really toxic. I don't know, like, why are we calling situations and things that we allow like toxic? Right. It's like if you know yourself, you know what you want, and then you're putting yourself through that situation and you're allowing it, and you're allowing something to overstep your boundaries or not like or not be in line with who you are, then I don't think you can look at it and call it toxic. I think you're the toxic person in that situation. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think you're being toxic to yourself. And a lot of times we like to try to put it on the other person, which makes us continually move a different way or even get even deeper in it or crazier or whatever.
Right.
And I do understand some people are in situations. I'm not like trying to victim shame anybody or anything like that. Like, there are some situations that are seriously bad. There are people who manipulate to get you there. There's people like I get it. I understand it. Right. So I'm not speaking on those per se, but I do think toxic is overused.
Right.
And
that's kind of why, like, when I think about like my last relationship, I don't know if it was necessarily like toxic as it was like, that's why I was saying triggers. There was triggers that I didn't understand that I was triggering.
And that's where, because I made a joke as you were talking, and I said it's crazy when you start to see yourself in something, because I had a relationship that at one point I was calling certain things toxic that I don't think were, like, or I know weren't. And it was more so of just not understanding something or trying to make something that it wasn't, or like it was all these other things that was making a situation crazy.
Right.
And then as we both reacted to it and triggered and made it and referred to it as toxic,
right, that's
what created this atmosphere, something that never had to be that or never was. Right. And I'm not saying we should have been dating. I'm not saying we should have been in a relationship. I'm not like canceling all that out or even saying like we could have made it work or whatever. But I'm just saying, yeah, I don't know, those words, like, we just love to the second something doesn't align with us or how we move or whatever, or somebody wants something different or whatever. It's just like it's toxic. And it's like, to me, I don't know, something becomes toxic when you stay or when you.
Yeah, I was gonna say what makes it toxic is maybe the longevity or the repetitiveness of that behavior and the, like you said, like acceptance of that behavior, or not even acceptance, but like you said, sometimes you're manipulated into it and you don't clearly see the way out.
That is tough, because we can talk about even past relationships. We can talk about like things like family or jobs, or it's not always easy or clear cut or something that you can just step away from. Right. And I do think this also takes a lot of life experience and guidance and other stuff to recognize sometimes and be aware of. So it's like I said, this is not like a victim thing or like victim shaming or anything like that, because it's like, it is very easy to end up in those situations. It's so easy. Yeah, but I do think we need to, just be more aware of what our boundaries are and be true to them and say, or one, learn what proper love is, but also I deserve like a proper love, you know? And I mean, that's a hard thing too. It's hard to learn something you haven't encountered. So that's not everybody's fault either, but.
Right.
And you agree with that?
That we overuse toxic?
Yeah, and then in the end, saying like you need to just be aware of what your boundaries are and what you allowing and what you're not, right?
I agree with it, but I still feel like I would like to seek a toxic relationship.
Hey. I respect that you just...
Maybe not. Maybe I'm still healing.
I would say you are.
Yeah. And maybe because that's the closest to me, like it's the most familiar, I'm far removed from the other relationships that maybe there weren't as many triggers, that I don't know what it's like to be in a space. And I do, like you said, I don't want to cast too much toxicity on that relationship, because I think a lot of it was us like making the effort and trying to figure it out.
Even though you guys weren't in a place to.
Right.
And you can admit that it stimulated you.
What?
The tug of war?
Like trying to make it work? Yeah, like trying to figure, even like you said, like not being in a place to make it work, or
I don't think that did stimulate you. I'm gonna be real. Like, I saw you going through it. It wasn't something you enjoyed. And I know you can look back on it now, and I think we forget stuff. And when we talk about it and we're reminded, it kind of hits, and we're like, "Oh, dang!" But like looking back on it, it wasn't somewhere you enjoyed being. It wasn't somewhere that I even think excited you and made you want to go back. It wasn't something. So I don't know what the reason for you necessarily being there in that moment. I do think you were trying to love, and you were just trying to be there and open, and you were trying to, like, you wanted to make something work, but it wasn't an enjoyment there. It wasn't anything close to that.
Okay. Maybe this is
there were moments, don't get me wrong.
Right. You know, like you said, I'm still doing the work. I'm still in therapy. Something that I came across was maybe I have like a savior complex. So maybe it's not that specific relationship that I missed.
Yeah.
But maybe I feel that I failed
in trying to fix her.
Right.
Then this is how we end up in the club.
This is probably what's making me think that like I want to try again and maybe
So
try
are you trying to give her a better life outside of the club?
Like,
did you tell her you'd buy her house?
You could get out of here, girl.
So she dancing on you like, you know you got to do this, right?
No, but I like where you're going with this. But does that make sense though? What I'm?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that before?
A savior complex?
Yeah.
You trying to be Superman?
Yeah. Do you think that's it? But you've also never seen me in anything different.
Relationship wise?
Yeah.
You're asking if I think you had a savior complex.
No, I'm saying I see what you're saying, that like I was miserable in that, but because I don't remember, like time has passed, that I'm seeking that out again.
I don't think you're seeking. I just think you're seeking something out. I don't think you're seeking that out again per se. I think you.
I know myself though.
That savior complex sound real though, because you don't just do that in like romantic relationships. You do it like.
I do that outside of romantic relationships.
Just in life, yeah.
You saying he does?
Yeah. He's that's really him. Like he do try to help. Like
right.
And I don't know. I guess it just extends in other ways. Sometimes it goes deeper, but
right.
That is something that you.
Is that like a bad thing?
It can end up bad, like we just like gave an example, but it's a great quality if you.
I think savior complexes can be thrown around as well. So I don't want to say you had that because I haven't seen enough. I don't.
So you want to say Captain Saver?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I just think
Lieutenant
at the same
Saver.
time,
Colonel Saver.
I don't know. I think you can just be looking for love and trying to make something work and that not be a savior complex. So like I said, I don't want to put it there because I think a savior complex is a very extreme thing. However, I have seen things, I don't know, like I think you could possibly be in a place where you like I don't think there's anything wrong with being like, I want to be better for this person, or I want to provide something different for this person. I want to, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's not necessarily a savior complex.
Admiral Saver.
You should want to be a provider. You should want to elevate the person you're with, their lives. You should want to.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, it's hard for me to, that's something the therapist needs to put on you and not us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Sergeant Saver.
But in that relationship, and I'm gonna be real here. I agree with what you're saying is like, maybe it's not a savior complex, but going through a debriefing process of like a failed relationship, like over and over, and kind of like reevaluating, like, you know, what could have been different, how this could have worked. You know, I look back on, you know, the things that I feel like I was responsible for, even though like I could take responsibility for like certain approaches or certain like mindsets, and I have learned certain things. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to like what you said is trying to love somebody or try to elevate somebody or like meet them in a place that like they like didn't receive it or felt like it wasn't how they wanted or how do I say this?
Because you're trying to elevate and she was on the top, very top of the pole, and she says it's not high enough for you.
She doing it
exactly.
Great ab work though.
Yeah. Exactly.
Core strength.
Nah, I feel you.
But that's all we're saying, and it's like if you have you been in like a healthy relationship? Like looking back on like the relationships you've had, have you been in a relationship where you feel like, you know, I don't think that exists. Because all relationships have issues.
Yeah, but they can still be healthy, bro.
Through issues.
It don't mean perfect.
Right. Have you been in a healthy relationship?
No, you guys should not be taking my advice at all. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
What about you?
I think so. Yeah, I have. I don't even want to say I think so. Because I can only point to one quote-unquote toxic relationship. And I think everyone after that was healthy in the sense that it won't like no like manipulation and no extra, no harm and stuff.
What happened with that?
It just didn't work out.
Your situation also could have ended earlier. You guys could have just walked two separate ways, and you guys never would have looked at it as toxic. You guys could have just looked at the thing and been like, "Oh yeah, that doesn't work for me," and moved on.
I can kind of see what you're saying, and I think that maybe I'm just saying that because I'm not in a healthy relationship.
Yeah, I think you just gotta keep chasing life, and I feel like all relationships are going to get boring at some point, and I think you have to be intentional about making them exciting and finding that spark and you're both growing, life is changing, life is hard, life is boring around you, so it's just like I think as you keep pursuing yourself, you keep pursuing life, and you keep pursuing that person, you're gonna find those moments. But I mean, that's up for you to decide. Are you just gonna keep chasing the next best thing and keep moving on and on and on, because you can do that with your life, or are you going to find someone you can continue to make those lifelong connections with and grow in that manner? And I mean, that's to each their own. That's not for everybody. So I'm not telling you to do it, Drew, but at the same time, I do think there's something beautiful and something, not boring in a sense about that, but
so stay toxic.
Because at some point,
stay toxic.
She's gonna have to retire. Like, she can only.
You gotta hang up the jersey at some point.
Like, at what age do you think that's just? I mean, she could probably go to 50, maybe even past that. But
hopefully sooner.
Is there workers' comp if you like
blow out your back?
It may be a 401k.
I got you.
It may be a 401k.
In ones. Like I said, I'm learning how to better support people in the way that they need to be loved. Whether you're on the pole, whether you're at home
or at the polls. It's an election year.
And continue to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Jay with the jokes, funny guy. Drew with the blah blah, telling crazy stories for a lifetime. Kev got the wisdom for him, like nothing's ever that serious. And if you don't listen, then you're delirious.
Bro, you can't say that. Why not? Because we're live. I just said nothing's ever that serious.